What'd you expect, ASMR? If you're expecting to sleep, then you clicked on the wrong video. Welcome to Nightmare Fuel. And if that tank of gasoline couldn't... If you didn't get the pun, it was supposed to be Nightmare Fuel. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Tonight, join me again as we count down 5 more disturbing things that may just keep you up at night. I know this is a popular series, so I want to thank you all for your support and for suggesting lots of different things. I have some really creepy ones for you tonight, so get comfy because it's not going to last long. One of the great things about the new year is new content. This first video, rather short film, was uploaded but days, I think actually 1 week, after the new year started. It's a pretty popular video, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if you've seen it already, but it's just so darn good and creepy that I had to include it in this video. The short film, which lasts about 9 minutes, begins with a young group of film students shooting a short film until the cameraman is no-clipped or blipped into another dimension. A dimension for the Backrooms.
Hello? Hey guys! What is this? Whoa. Okay. What the hell? Don't move.
Now, I could do a whole video about liminal spaces. I find them so fascinating and I love them. And the Backrooms is perhaps the most public, popular example of them. Liminal spaces are these weird, uncanny places, and I'll save it for another time. This short film is so well constructed, from the graphics to the simple yet very captivating plot of someone being sucked into this new dimension. You have this really uncanny creature that you never quite get a full good glimpse at, and I love it. It almost looks like they're loading into this world. It's very eerie, and it's a great way to have nightmares. Similar in content to the Backroom short film, we have what I guess could be classified as a short film, if we want to call it that. A YouTuber has been uploading some interesting Five Nights at Freddy's material. With the new game that just came out, Security Breach, a lot of people have been paying attention to Five Nights at Freddy's yet again. I was a big fan of that original game, as I've said many, many times on my channel, and if you go back through the history of my channel, you will find that to be the truth. However, with a lot of the sequels to that original game, I kind of jumped off the bandwagon of Five Nights at Freddy's as it lost its horror roots and what made it so great in the first place. However, there have been a string of videos that have brought things back to basics, taken a look at those creepy concepts that really made that first game what it is. This video depicts the original 4 characters of the Five Nights at Freddy's saga, and describes, in a rather mysterious way, the events that unfolded involving the disappearances of children.
Ahoy, me mateys! It be your favorite swashbuckling buccaneer, Foxy, the Pirate Fox! Arg!
Why, we better gather our gear before time runs out.
Oh, and I've got to prep my singing voice. La 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 la!
Bonnie, make yourself useful and mop the stage, will you?
Whatever you say, Mr. Bossman.
10 minutes! Can you bloody believe it?
10 minutes? Why, we better gather our gear before time runs out.
Oh, and I've got to prep my singing voice.
Bonnie, make yourself useful and mop the stage, will you?
Oh, and I've got to prep my singing voice. La 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 la.
Viewing of this tape is prohibited.
The video is quite disturbing. It sends me mixed messages as it starts so cheery and then quickly spirals out of control. I love the effects of this video. I love the way it looks. I love the sound design to it. It's super creepy. It gets under my skin, and by the end of it, you're kind of left wondering what company would, in their right mind, keep these animatronics at bay. But for whatever reason, Freddy Fazbear's has continued to keep these characters around. What makes this truly disturbing are those eyes, and the way that the mouths are blacked out, so we have no idea what we're looking at, and it makes it all the more creepy. There have been a few other videos on this channel that show us what is inside of those endoskeletons underneath the suits, and it is also blacked out. And I'm pretty grateful for that, because I'm sure if we could see what was there, we would surely regret it. So now I'm gonna hop. We were just talking about stuff that's new. Now I'm gonna jump back a way long time. Back to 1930s era of films. The black and white, almost silent films. We got sound in the 30s, but point being, these are old movies. One of the most popular films, Alice in Wonderland, from Disney, manages to still captivate us to this day. While I'm not a giant fan of Alice in Wonderland, I respect where it has gone over the years. There have been multiple film adaptations and cartoons, but this original film, this film from the early 20th century, really, it has its moments of creepiness. And by creepiness, I mean downright terrifying nightmare fuel. Thank you very much. This is a really disturbing movie. I don't know if this was geared for children. Obviously, the story is childlike, but this movie just comes across so bizarre that I don't know how any kid would like what you're about to see.
Did you ever hear a turtle talk? Did you ever see a caterpillar puffing on a pipe? Or a mouse with a sail on the tip of its tail? Certain little girl once did. Wonderland, where even rabbits have human habits, the land of Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Those puppets have seen better days. I love it, though, because it is just so creepy. What makes something truly creepy is when it's not supposed to be. The fact that this movie was probably geared towards families and children in the 30s really makes it all the more terrifying. Mixed with those the strange graininess and the black and whiteness puts it at a different time, almost a hidden time. And for a lot of modern viewers, that can be disturbing in and of itself. But that, mixed with the strange puppeteering and with the odd character design of Humpty Dumpty and the Cheshire Cat and other characters, it makes this Alice in Wonderland less of a kid-friendly movie and more of a horror one. I'm going to try to be as respectful as I can with this next entry. The story for this one starts off with a deaf gentleman whose great-grandmother was buried in a local cemetery. Well, I guess there was some corruption involved with the city, and basically they were not keeping up with that cemetery and keeping it pristine. So, this man decided to bring his grandmother to his backyard. And in doing so, he shows us what is inside of her casket. Now in the video, he says to not remark about the uncanniness of the situation. It's difficult, though, to not kind of raise a brow at this very oddball video. With all due respect to the man and his great-grandmother, rest in peace to her, this video is disturbing because it shows us what lies beneath those coffin lids. The footage and the corpse of this woman is obviously very disturbing. It kind of puts things into perspective as we realize that we aren't gonna live forever, and one day we will all more or less look like this man's great-grandmother. It's a very foreboding thought, but a little humbling now. And very creepy too. And finally, to wrap up this episode of Nightmare Fuel, I had a lot of different choices for what this final slot could be, but I wanted to end it maybe on a funnier note, but it is still disturbing in a way. It's something that I love, and something that I also love, which is creepiness and memes. You probably know where I'm going with this. The new Mr. Incredible meme, Mr. Incredible becomes Uncanny, and its counterpart, Mr. Incredible becomes Canny, work hand in hand for some great meme potential. This is probably my new favorite meme template of recent memory, and I never thought I'd be talking about memes on this channel, and especially not on a show like Uncanny, but this meme, this template, manages to be both funny and really terrifying at the same time. I'm gonna play just the bit without any of the meme context, so you're just gonna see the video of Mr. Incredible becoming more and more disturbing looking, but it gets its point across pretty darn well, and it's really disturbing to listen and to see. Obviously, if you're well-versed in horror culture at all, some of the sounds and the images seen in this meme video should sound or look familiar to you. For example, there is some audio from Sonic.exe, the Creepypasta in there. There's also the Caregiver, Everywhere at the End of Time, playing at the very end. There's a lot of little nods to the online horror world, as we could call it. And I love that. I love all of those nods. Whether you find these videos funny or scary is up for interpretation, as horror and comedy ride a fine line. I find a lot of the memes using this video to be quite funny to me, but the video itself is really disturbing, and with the right context, can be truly creepy. That's going to end it here for Nightmare Fuel. I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more Nightmare Fuel in the future. I know a lot of you love the show, and I'm happy to bring the nightmares straight to you. Thank you for watching, and remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.